Good morning. Hey, Alk. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Um, I am also exhausted. Um, Entirely my own fault in that case. Oh, burp. Um, this may end up being a slightly short stream. Um, Depending on how long I'm able to stay awake. I did not sleep well last night, but I wanted to do some sort of a something this morning since there will be no Sunday streams for the next 2 weeks on account of holiday commitments. So yeah, I wanted to stream at least a little bit today, but I don't know how long I'll hold out. It was entirely my own dumbass fault. I am not 20 years old anymore. I should not stay up literally all night to read a fanfic, even if it is a really, really good fanfic. That I did finish, by the way. It was really, really good. But I discovered it at like 11 p.m. last night. And did I read a couple chapters and go to bed like an adult? I did not. Have I slept? I have not. I was busy reading a fanfic. So, yeah. If I seem mildly incoherent this morning, that would be why. I am in the fun stage where I am still awake, but my brain is foggy as heck. But luckily I do not need brain power to be able to sew a straight line. Or at least I sure hope you don't need brain power to sew a straight line. Right. Traditional camera adjustments. It wasn't even a spicy fanfic. It was a dramatic fanfic. With elements of time travel, fix-it, fic, and found family. Which are all tropes that I absolutely adore. Let's see. Configure video. Turn off the autofocus, turn off the auto exposure. There we go. But I have tea. I'm totally fine. 7 hours, but seemingly that wasn't enough. Yeah, that's sometimes worse when you get what is ostensibly enough sleep, but you're just still exhausted for no particular reason. Yeah, I have days like that too. They suck. Hope you are able to nap. Perhaps. It is Sunday. Sunday is a good napping time. A Miller pick? Oh, I love Miller picks. I need to see this doggo. Aww. Hi, Miller. Oh, he looks so cozy. Yeah, no. So aside from my dumbassery, largest bed bug you'll ever see? Oh, you better boop it. I hear that is the most effective way to deal with bed bugs. Bed bugs. Very severe boopinings. Back to the hexes? I am indeed back to the hexes. Come on, Needle. Play nice. There we go. Why are tailors so strong? They have suits so supernatural strength. Ha ha ha. Excellent. Good morning, Kitsune. I was telling Yalk, if I seem somewhat scattered and out of it today, it's because I am. Because I'm a dumbass who didn't sleep last night. Because I found a fanfic that was too good to stop reading. And then I looked up and holy shit, it's 5 a.m. Well, at that point I might as well finish the fanfic. I'll just nap after stream, it's fine. Yeah, I'm wondering, is sew, like the verb sewing, is it pronounced differently in British English? That pun works a little bit better? Or is it just a stretch in British English too? It works a little bit better, but it's still a stretch? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, word of advice, kids. If you find a fanfic that's 150,000 words at 11 p.m., don't start reading it. Sleep now, stream later? I can't. Julie streams later. I'll stream now, nap later. It's fine. I just wanted to do some kind of a stream today because there will not be Sunday stream for the next 2 weeks, considering holidays. We're not going anywhere, so there still should be Tuesday, Wednesday streams, but there won't be any Sunday streams. You're not on AO3? Wise decision. Don't get me wrong, it was a fantastic fanfic. Best one I've read in a long time. That's why I didn't sleep. I was busy reading it. Yep, so next Sunday, next Sunday is Christmas Day, and then the Sunday after that is New Year's Day. I will not be, well, so Christmas Day I'll be home, but we're gonna have family over. I might, nah, I probably won't stream. I won't even say that. There's a slim possibility there could be like a surprise short stream, but I will just say that there won't be one, and then if Christmas stream happens, Christmas stream happens. There definitely will not be one New Year's Day because I will be away at a friend's house for the night before, and no idea when I'll be getting home. So, stream on Boxing Day instead? I might. I might do like a pop-up, because I'm off work. So yeah, I haven't completely ruled out the possibility of doing a pop-up stream at some point, but I haven't committed to it either. We'll see how I'm feeling. I am planning to do a lot of baking and such. And potentially even writing. Because the knock-on side effect of having read really good fanfics is that I'm suddenly inspired to work on my own fanfics again, which happens very sporadically, so I try to like roll with it when it happens. Tea. Too hungover to stream on New Year's? Probably. But I will also be 45 minutes outside of town for New Year's Eve. So no telling when I'll be able to get home, since we will be getting a ride from friends. I do have a zine article. Well, it is 80% done. I just need to, like, I literally have one more, like, scene in it to write, which is the juicy bits, which is what I'm always the most, like, not squeamish, but, like, writing juicy bits doesn't come naturally to me, so I have to, like, focus on it a lot more than just writing, like, prose or feelings or anything else. But yeah, it is a good 80% done. But yeah, I am planning to work on that over my holiday break as well. Because I should be able to have that done in an afternoon. I just need to sit down and devote an afternoon to it. And then frantically throw it at Kara and Merlin and go, oh god, read this for me. Tell me how terrible it is. Juice those bits. I mean, it involves Thancred and Urianshe, so I'm sure I probably could. It's not even, like, super juicy bits. It's, I just, because it's the Dudoir zine, right? So it's not, like, outright, like, outright sexy bits. But, like, I struggle to write things like taking off clothes in, like, a way that's interesting, as opposed to just, and then they unbuttoned their shirt, and then they da-da-da-da-da, and then they da-da-da-da-da. I want to make it, like, more flowery, I guess would be the term, and I struggle with that a lot. But if I don't practice, I don't get better at it, which is part of why I committed to the zine, because it is something I want to practice. And if nobody is making me do it, I don't end up practicing it. Therefore, I never get better at it. It is a vicious cycle, but I'm working on it. Also, clearly I am processing at low speed today, considering how long it took me to maneuver around that bot. Could also just leave their clothes on. I can't. It's for the Boudoir zine. Okay, the other thing that I'm really struggling with in writing this fucking piece, and the real reason I need to have Merlin and Kara look it over for me when I'm done with it, Urianger's fucking dialogue. God damn that man. I love him. But his dialogue. I can't. Thank you, Kitsune. As thou dost conquer, and thither with the present day, we can best efforts, wherefore might enough, and the prayers of a plethora of thine eyes. Yeah, that definitely sounds like Urianger. Not gonna lie, I was definitely DMing Hopebot that exact command for inspiration. Just like, oh god, how do I even? What is sentence structure? I'm proud of myself. It involves the word prithee, though. And I'm pretty sure it's used correctly. Forsooth? Might be able to work a forsooth in. I haven't so far. Okay, so, fun fact, Yalk. So the whole idea of boudoir is that it's the masculine equivalent of boudoir. So it's meant to be like tantalizing and teasing, but not outright pornographic. So in figuring out how to translate, and it's typically a visual medium, like boudoir shooting. So in figuring out how to translate that over to a written medium, because I fanfic, I do not art. Or I do not, I guess, draw art. What I came up with was like, you know, it's very sensual. It's a lot of like talking and touching and undressing, but nothing more spicy than that. So the way my fic actually ends is as they're sort of tumbling into bed and getting ready to do more spicy stuff, Thancred's link pearl goes off. And he just kind of sighs and sits up and goes, "This is Thancred." Thick end. Because I'm a terrible person. And I thought that was really funny. And the mods did too. When I proposed the idea, they were like cackling about it, apparently. So yeah, I'm definitely proud of what's there so far. I think I've got all of the, like, lead in and build up and dialogue and stuff sorted. It's just the actual mildly spicy bits. Terrible person joined the club? Sure. I thought I was already in that club, but alright. But yeah, we can do a D&D recap today, especially if Kate shows up. I don't know how helpful I'll be, because with the no sleeping thing, I am struggling to remember yesterday's session. There was a lot of combat. Nobody died, but there was a lot of well, okay, nobody on our team died. but there was a lot of combat. I should say nobody on our team died yet. Because we are sort of starting to flag on resources. But Bram also has a shiny magical sword that he has no idea what it does. I don't think he's stupid enough to just randomly decide to draw it without figuring out what it does first. But you know, if they get desperate, he might. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that'll be interesting if that's a thing that happens. I'll say it's on the list of things that might not, or that it's on the list of things that might not happen. Yeah, so we were... Oh, hey, Merlin. Are you home? Or are you trapped in an airport watching on your phone? But yeah, so we started the session in the sewer, well, not sewer, basement. It's a basement. The basement base of these bandits we've been trying to chase down. And we are accompanied by a woodcutter from in town that we met outside that was like, shit, my family's been kidnapped. You have to help me rescue my family. And we're like, oh shit, absolutely. Let's go rescue your family. So we investigate doors. We find a trap. The trap being like a 20-foot deep, 10-foot wide hole in the hallway that, like, Bram could probably jump it, but everybody in the compound would hear him do it, considering giant centaur in metal armor with metal horseshoes jumping over a 10-foot wide hole in a stone hallway. Find is a very loose term. Yeah, we found it. Narthian found it with her feet. Only one person fell into the hole. And that was her own fault. Because Glint tried to, like, there were, like, really, really narrow ledges on either end. So Glint tried to, like, inch along and definitely failed a dex roll. And just kind of, whoops. She was fine. We got her out. There was plenty of rope. So we decided, okay, probably not best to go down, like rather than waste time trying to get around the hole. There were other doors in the main room. Let's go try the other directions first. So we kind of circled back on ourselves. Went through, found one of the other doors was just kind of a barracks and a storage room with nothing particularly interesting in it. But the secret door that Light had discovered led to a hallway that led to, like, this cavernous area with a chasm running through it and bridges over the chasm and a couple doors along the other side and a door straight ahead of us. So as we're walking along the side of this chasm, we see the body of the very dead, half-eaten body of the woodcutter sort of sprawled at the bottom of the ravine. So we all kind of turn around to look at the woodcutter we've been traveling with and go, and as soon as we do, he drops the disguise self, and it turns out to be a half-drow, sorcerer wizard ? He was casting spells at us, but his main objectives seem to be escape, because he cast magical darkness at us, and then while we were all blinded, he fled, as far as we can tell. Don't know what he was there for. Don't know where he went. I'm sure it's not a thing that will ever come back to haunt us in the future. I'm sure it's fine. There was also a person-eating aberration thing that we had to fight and kill. That was fine. That didn't take too long. So we kind of regrouped and we're like, okay, well, don't have the time or resources to chase Wizard Boy. And we still think there's probably hostages somewhere. Or at least we're not confident enough that there's not hostages to not look for the hostages. So we're gonna go look for the hostages. So as we continue up out of the northern hallway, like, we haven't even crossed the ravine and taken care of any of the doors that are out west yet. That'll be next session's problem. But as we took the hallway to the north, I think it was Light opened the door, and then Glint poked her nose in prematurely and woke up some skeletons. They were surprisingly easy to deal with. It was just a couple skeletons. One of them popped open a door at the other end of the room and ran out and straight into the 20-foot pit we had discovered earlier, which was funny and convenient. So now we at least know that that hallway connects around in a circle. But the commotion with the skeletons caused another... Oh, wait, no. Backtrack very slightly. When we were fighting the aberration in the ravine, and there was darkness everywhere, Glint, in an effort to get out of the darkness, had slid down into the ravine. First cool thing, she found out Mint, her slime companion, her jelly companion, has blind sight. So, because he sees with magic, he doesn't actually see with eyes. Darkness doesn't matter to him. He just sees everything in 30 feet. So when they were in the darkness, Mint would be like, oh, mommy, 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 there's a rock. Oh, mommy, 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 there's a box over under the bridge. And Glint was like, what? A box, you say? So while the rest of us were fighting, she trundled over and was rifling through a box. There's a nifty magic sword in it that I'm very excited about that got handed over to Bram. There were some potions. There were a couple other things, I don't remember what all, but there was loot. And the important loot was the magic sword. Yeah, so then we headed north. Skeletons. The skeletons were fairly easy to deal with, especially since Landon has turned undead. That was very convenient. But the commotion with the skeletons caused a storeroom right next to us, where presumably these people were probably sleeping. Door opened, and since Landon happened to be standing right there, Landon got stabbed by a lady. And she and her husband were not happy to see us. And were definitely trying to kill us. But it's fine, because Bram killed them first. It's all good. Yeah, it was kind of badass, too, because so lady stabbed Landon, and then when they went into the storeroom after her, the barbarian husband just smashed Light in the face with a maul, which is not cool. So yeah, Bram was like not holding back. He's just like, all right, these are openly hostile. They are clearly not willing to surrender. They are not willing to see reason. Therefore, no holding back. They are willing to hurt my friends, and that is not cool. So he just kind of unleashed his dragon breath. Toasted them both. It is fine. So like, well, okay, I should say for Bram, it is fine. Like he, especially in a situation like this, where it's very clearly us or them, and they're very clearly hostile, and they are actively hurting his friends. Like, Bram doesn't feel guilty about taking life like that, but he doesn't take it lightly. Like, he's already, his plan for once this mess is all over and all the red bands are cleared out, is that he'll be helping to clean up the bodies. Like, burial or pyre or whatever they end up doing. Doesn't matter if it was an enemy. Treating the bodies with as much dignity as possible is kind of Bram's way of paying penance. Oh yeah, we are the invaders in this situation, but also they're bandits. At least one of whom was actively seen performing shakedowns in town. But, like, Bram's not gonna stand by and let them continue stabbing Landon. That's not how this works. But yeah, one centaur on cleanup duty, and he will do it alone if he has to. Because that's just kind of his own honor code. I mean, yes, you can pile the corpses in a corner and save them for later, but you still should come back when you have the time. And give them some sort of a dignified rest. But yeah, overall, good session. None of the player characters were ever unconscious, even a little bit. It was fine. And we are totally prepared for whatever comes at us next. We have all sorts of healing potions. It'll be fine. We don't need spell slots. Bram has a magic sword. I'm sure it'll be fine. How many things have you missed, will you miss because you don't check the bodies? I mean, that's what the rest of the party is for. Yeah, it's like Bram just kind of sees it as not quite circle of life, but kind of in that same sentiment. Like, yes, we were fighting, and in the course of the fighting, I killed you, but you were still a person, even if we were at odds. Therefore, I'm going to treat your body with dignity and respect. And that's just kind of his own personal code. Because he would hope that the same would be done for him. Not that it always would be, but that would be his hope, so... There was also a point in the fight where a stiff breeze would have killed two of you, but it didn't. Everything is fine. Yup, desperately needs to attempt nap. Yes, please, go nap for the both of us. I wish you success in napping, my friend. But also, yay, trying to maneuver that entire fight in the tiniest hallway possible. That sure was fun. Ooh, steak for Carby. The words of a cursed little kitty tend to a cutie? Oh, that just sounds like care to me. Should always tend to cuties. Half a basement to go, including the boss. It's fine. I mean, we could totally retreat and take a long rest. Everybody who's seen us is dead or in custody. They totally won't know it's the adventurers that have been traipsing around in full armor and assorted weaponry. They wouldn't connect it to us, would they? Nah, certainly not. You are not a cutie and therefore do not need the tending. Agree to disagree, Alk. Thanks for always triggering things from the wrong side. Uh-huh. When it looped back around, I was kind of like, okay, yeah, we were supposed to get past the hole and come in from the door side. But, you know, whatever. It's fine. Makes for interesting fights and interesting headcanons, like the fact that Bram and Glint totally have a cat on the floor maneuver. Because the general rule is you can occupy the same space as an ally for a round as long as you move off of it by the end of the round. So because we were trying to fight these skeletons in literally like a single file hallway, at one point Bram stepped forward to be in the same square as Glint so that he could reach to be able to try to stab at one of the skeletons with his lance. And Glint and Bram have been traveling together for a while. So Kara was like, actually, they probably have done this before. Where Glint just kind of drops to all fours and flattens herself to the ground so that Bram can literally step up and like straddle over her for a round of combat and then move back again. So they probably totally got a coordinated cat on the floor maneuver. Don't worry, Kitsune, it sounded dirty when they came up with it mid-game too. I mean, yeah, probably. It's fine. It's fine. I'm pretty sure Bram's only attracted to nice centaur boys. It's fine. Actually, Bram's probably bi, but only for centaurs. hadn't thought about it too much because it probably won't come up. Although anything can come up if we try hard enough. Ooh, that could be interesting, Merlin. I don't remember what their class was. But I mean, also, Bram might also just be ace. I haven't quite determined yet. Because like I said, it's not really come up, so hadn't particularly thought about it. Or rather, let me put it this way. He might not be ace, but he's almost definitely arrow. I can't see him being in like a long-term romantic relationship with anyone. He's too busy binding the cats. There are other centaurs that exist, yes, but we've yet to see any. So I don't believe you. Yep, same brain cell. And OC is just a RPG character that hasn't found a game yet. I mean, absolute truth. I have a D&D character statted and built on based on my Warrior of Light. I've just not ever gotten a chance to play them. Because it would be a very interesting sort of backstory. But yeah, there's plenty of Final Fantasy XIV players that have based their Warriors of Light on D&D characters. I did it the other way around. Yeah. Not going to talk about the number of concept PCs. Oh man, yeah, that's fair. Still waiting for a game where I'll be able to play with my Kobold Artificer. She's such a goblin, I love her. Someday I'll get to play her. Haha, I had enough thread. Yup, exactly, Kitsune, but I'm winning this time. There's plenty of thread there. When Bram inevitably dies by cat. Yeah. I mean, I would be tempted to bring Rhea in as my backup character if Bram died, but I think y'all would just start side-eyeing me because his backstory is literally just Crystal Tower. In the sense that he and his partner were wandering archaeologist scholar nerd boys and came across some insert ancient civilization ruins here that they accidentally unsealed and were going to release insert ancient creature slash technology here, and Rhea's partner had ancient civilization blood slash technology and sealed himself away to keep the evil from leaking out. So now Rhea's on a journey to try to find something to be able to release his partner. Literally just D&D flavored Crystal Tower. It's fine. I pitched it to a DM that hadn't played FF14 and she thought it sounded cool. It just didn't fit the setting. Okay, so we've got our middle flower done, so we need to start making the white hexagons to do the ring of white around the edge. Sounds like a lot of things you could play with. If I bring Rhea in, maybe. Again, like I said, my other backup option is Burn, the Kobold Artificer, whose main method of combat is to shimmy up the nearest tree or building and fling explosive rocks at people while cackling. Exploring ancient ruins for artifacts and treasure sounds like a fun campaign, right? Exactly. Rhea can be like the professor leading the expedition, being like, okay, we gotta find something to let my boyfriend out of ancient jail. Please help. You would make me kill Grahatia Randus? Really? You would do that to me? But yeah, no, it's plenty of fun stuff to work with. And again, just because, as you say, just because the backstory is Crystal Tower doesn't mean it has to follow any sort of branch off of that at all. I mean, Farron is very loosely based on Ardbert. with a lot of extra flair thrown in. But then he very quickly grew into his own character, so it is definitely doable. I say loosely, but he essentially was just Ardbert when I originally concocted him for like a last minute one-shot game. And then I was like, oh wait, shit, I like this character a whole lot. I better change some stuff so he's a little bit less Ardbert. It worked out. We literally played two characters with the same backstory who pivoted entirely different directions, right? Yeah. That's part of the fun of D&D. Is it's literally endless possibilities based on other PCs, game decisions, DM decisions, dice rolls, everything. Oh my god, please draw Farron and Otto more. Oh, also, Randus, would you like to restate your statement from yesterday's game about how barbarians don't wear shirts? Because I think Otto might beg to differ. Clearly Otto is the problem. He's a Goliath from the mountains. I feel like his nipples would get very cold if he never wore a shirt. So he just got in the habit. I mean, not that Farron would complain if he wanted to go around shirtless a little bit more. That's the point. Oh dear. Take 1d4 piercing damage. Maybe that's the source of the rage. Just frostbitten nips. I mean, that would certainly cause me some rage. Uh-huh, he sure does, Merlin. The rage warms me up. Exactly! There you go. Farron also wears a shirt, but he's only got like 2 levels in Barbarian, so he still needs armor. Aww. It's because Otto's a sweetheart. For being a Goliath barbarian, he really is a giant teddy bear. But then again, he was created as part of the Himbo trio, so... Look, there were 3 of us that were going to be doing a one-shot because most of the other players couldn't make it, so we decided to make 3 himbos, and by the end of the session, they were just a polycule. It happens. It's fine. Yep. Yep. 3 himbos walk into a dungeon and walk out a polycule. It's just how it works. Oh, Goliaths have cold resistance? Interesting. I don't think I knew that. Nifty. Okay, fair point, Kitsune. You make a very valid argument. No, don't take it back. You're right. I also need to write more about Farron and Otto. I have a few snippets that I've thought about, but nothing I've actually written down. Feed you more inspiration and I'll see more art. Yeah, that's fair. I'll see what I can do. I need to finish polishing my zine fic though first. It's like 80% done. I just need to finish up the last little bits and then attempt to make Urianger's dialogue make sense. The last step, making Urianger's dialogue make sense. I mean, yeah, that is the bulk of the work. You have a fair point. The plan is still for me to do a not safe for work follow-up piece, yeah, Merlin. That one is not finished yet either, but it is still sort of in the plan. I'm off for a week between Christmas and New Year's, so I'm kind of planning to spend at least a day or two and sit down and bang out some writing. I was reading some really, really good fics last night, and it's actually got me inspired to work on a couple of my longer fics again, too. So, holy crap, shock and horror, I might actually be posting something? Which is weird. And hasn't happened since the last time I did a zine? No, I lie. I posted a Big Bang piece last year. Yeah, I am still planning to do a not safe for work one. Oh yeah, me neither. Well, yeah, me neither. I think my last post was actually just about a year ago in like November, December 2021 when I did the Cindy and Aranea piece. Oh, the chatbot seems to be lagging behind the timer a bit. Interesting. Oh, Merlin. I was thinking of it the other day. No doxing yourself on stream, but I need your address. I have a cardigan to send you. I meant to send it way before now, but stuff. Yee. I may throw in some other goodies and things. We'll have to see what I can find. Never flying Air Canada again? I've only flown them a couple times, and I've never had any problems with them, but I've also definitely heard horror stories about Air Canada. My favorite airline in the world is ANA, which is one of the two major Japanese airlines. It's so nice. No! Ah, that sucks, Merlin. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, I've definitely heard other similar stories about AC before. Did you get, were you flying through, were you flying through Toronto? Did you get delayed by any of the weather on Friday? Or were you connecting somewhere else? Because the weather on Friday was nuts. We got, and granted, I am north of Toronto, but we got like 25 centimeters of snow in like 30 hours or something insane like that. Like the roads and sidewalks are pretty good now, but off that there is still snow up to my knees now. I wish whoever was hoping for a white Christmas had hoped just a little bit less. Oh yeah, once I'm off stream, I'll take some pictures. It's beautiful, but it's a little excessive. Planes had to be cleaned of ice and snow. Yeah. Yeah, that tracks. Friday was real bad for snow. I think Canada wanted you to stay. I mean, the people in Canada definitely wanted you to stay. I didn't even get to meet you and I wanted you to stay. One of my coworkers has a son named Theo. So I went into her office the other day just on a whim with my phone and I was like, "Hey, Tracy, do you want to see a picture of Theo?" And she kind of stopped and stared at me and I could see her brain going like, processing. How does she have pictures of my son? Processing. And she was like, "Yeah." So I showed her a picture of your cat and she was like, "Oh." Because low-key, whenever she mentions her son, I just imagine your cat, but in like a baby onesie and a bonnet. Or like little toddler shoes or something. It was so weirdly funny. Friday, there were like 3 people on campus. Like, there was nobody on campus. But I was strangely busier than I had been all week because I think everybody was stuck at home from the snow and was just like, oh, well, better send that email to the meal plans account that I've been putting off. Because I was getting like inquiry emails and phone calls left and right on Friday. Only a monster would do that to a cat. Yeah, Sasha thinks so too. She hates clothes. BRB doing food things. Food things are important and good. Go do your food things. Speaking of, Kitsune, should you also be doing food things? Or have food things already occurred? Wait, I got this. Food is so good. Don't appear to be very hungry? Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. Food things should still be acquired at some point. Maybe not immediately if you're not hungry yet, but eventually. Uh-oh. The thread chicken. Go through all the layers of fabric, please. There we go. There we go. Thread tail got short enough I had to resort to putting it in my mouth. Delicious teas. I do some Pokemon candy charms. Ooh, that sounds fun. Turns out one of my coworkers makes incredibly gorgeous resin dice. And he was kind of making overtures about, oh, you sew, you make dice bags. That's interesting. Maybe we can like work out a partnership. So I'm gonna do him a prototype of some like small, like I guess single serving dice bags. I don't know what you want to call it, like small ones that he would be able to ship single sets of dice in. So I'm gonna do him up a prototype and figure out what the cost of them would be and see if we can work something out. Instead of candy themed, it's sandwich themed. Oh, neat! That would be cool. Because the dice mags I make now are like super fancy and double layered and like probably more expensive than what he's looking to pay. I can scale that pattern down. But I think I would also come up with like it's fairly easy to just do a single layer one that he can just drop the set of dice in and do the drawstring on. I will send you a link to his Instagram, Merlin. I'm not sure if his shop is open yet. I know he was saying that he's trying to get it like ramped up, but I don't know if it's actually live or not. Is the shaker charm up for grabs? If you want it, for sure. I still need to, it's had a leak, so I still need to clean it out, potentially redo the paint job on it and reseal it. But if you want me to set it aside for you, I absolutely can. Excellent. Yeah, I will make an effort to actually get that cleaned up and redone. And I have another 3, I think, that I cast the other day. I know one of them is going to be White Mage because that was a request. I'll have to figure out what I want the other 2 to be. But I probably won't have a chance to work on those until next week when I have more time. Oh, Merlin has resumed to hydrate. I shall do so. Everybody else should also pick up a glass and hydrate. I only see one Merlin. I only see the one hydrate. I see 2. Interesting. If the second one shows up, I will double hydrate, but for now I only see 1. Oh, and there's a stretch from Kitsune. Thank you. Everybody else also stretch. Stop shrimping. I told everyone to de-shrimp during the D&D game yesterday. They all had to take 1 de-shrimp of damage. Oh, it's been showing double things for you too, Randus? Interesting. It looks like it's only on the Redeemer side, because it's only showing up single on my streamer side. Yeah, it might double specifically for the person that redeems it for some reason. Oh, but yeah, like Kitsune, you just redeemed a stretch and you're only seeing 1? Interesting. Oh, you saw a double of Kitsune's too. Oh, okay, yeah, that's weird. Especially if it's not happening to everybody. Randus, don't be mean. It's not Landon's fault he's short. It does make him conveniently portable, though. I do like that we're now at a point of trust where Bram can just pick him up and run, though, and Landon is just like, alright, this is fine. That speaks of real team building to me. I mean, yeah, it didn't really end up affecting anything in the end. When the wizard was making his escape and just kind of wanted everybody as distracted as possible, he cast suggestion on Bram, which Bram failed the check for. But it was basically just grab your friend beside you and get out and run, like get out of here. So Bram ended up scooping Landon up into his arms and just bolting. And everybody else was just, okay? Oh yeah, Narthian's secrets. I don't think that actually got revealed to us, did it? Like, it didn't, nobody actually came out and told us anything about that. Or if it's something that Narthian herself directly told Light and Landon. I don't think Bram is aware of that yet. Mental messages from monsters? Yeah. Bram did not. And so unless somebody tells him, he will probably continue to be oblivious. Because arrow aceness aside, he's definitely not attracted to anything with less than 4 legs. Which could cause interesting situations later. Food is in the oven. Excellent, Kitsune. I am proud of you. Food in the oven is very good. Bram's a centaur. Yes, it could be a lot of things. But I was mostly just clarifying he's definitely not attracted to humanoids, at the very least. Neither is Cherry, for that matter. She thinks feet are gross. Like, legit, in one of our earlier sessions, Turn took his shoes off and Cherry was, like, gagging. Not from the smell or anything, just from the sight of feet. Yeah, no, Cherry hates feet. She thinks they're awful. Just like the wiggling of the toes, the tiny little nails, like, ugh, why do you people even have those when you could have nice, sensible hooves? Some of the other breadcrumbs will be picked up on, or if shock will accrue when it all comes out. Probably depends entirely on whether or not the players put together the breadcrumbs. Petra could totally dance with hooves. It would be even more graceful and lovely. Oh, that's what you meant, the players? Yeah, good question. We'll have to see. I mean, hooves have their own sets of problems, but at least they don't have, like, wiggly flesh bits hanging off of them. And no, I don't know why Cherry has this opinion. She just does. At some point, Petra will ask her, oh, that's fine. Like, as long as, yeah, it's alright. As long as Cherry doesn't have to, like, look at them or anything. Because Petra doesn't wear shoes, right? But I mean, that's fine. It's probably fine. She just won't think about it. And probably bathe after. Oh, they wear boots? That's fine then. She just doesn't want to look at naked feet. If you're wearing shoes or boots, that's perfectly fine. Cherry won't care. What about Tabaxi Paw? Oh, that's a good question, because there is a Tabaxi in that party, too. Probably somewhat neutral, but leaning on the side of, but you could just have hooves. Like, hooves are clearly the superior mode of transportation, in Cherry's humble opinion. Why did nobody even think to question the woodcutter with 4 HP and a random magical axe made of glass? I know at least for, like, I definitely made note that the axe was kind of weird, but Bram was thinking, okay, well, Narthian seems to know them, so... But then, yeah, clearly Narthian knows them, so this must just be normal. Then I need to be shod. That's fine. There's no wiggly toes. Superior. Yeah, I'll start attaching these. I'm out of papers. Again, I don't know why Cherry has this opinion. She just told me. And I'm like, alright, good to know. Thank you. What you're hearing is SJ has an anti-foot fetish. I wouldn't go that far. Like I said, it was just kind of something that Cherry came up with herself, and I was like, alright then. This is now just a centaur thing, I guess. Or no, not even that, it's a Cherry thing, specifically. I don't necessarily think feet are, like, gross or disgusting, but they're not sexy either. They're just kind of there. And problematic. Like Glinton ghosts? Exactly. I don't know what caused this, I just know that this is a fact that my character has told me. If I get any weird Bram facts, I will let you know. Weird and wonderful and potentially incredibly irrelevant D&D facts. The opera's hatred of cliff faces in small places. Yeah! After Nomengard, he might be mildly claustrophobic. Like, not a panic response claustrophobic, but I fucking hate this, get me out of here as soon as you possibly can sort of claustrophobic. Not a panic phobia, but just an incredible uncomfortableness. Of like, I do not like it here, please get me out. Can fix that. Yeah. I mean, you've already told me this is Nomengard was not the worst location for Bram, so I'm looking forward to finding that out. Does Farron have claustrophobia? I don't think so. Um, it would probably depend on the light levels. Um, because of the time he spent dead, he really, really, really doesn't like sensory deprivation. So like anytime he's like blinded or anything, he can kind of work through it. He would actually probably go into a rage to control it. But yeah, he doesn't like being blinded. Especially if it's like blinded and deafened. That would wig him the hell out. Oh, another fun Farron fact, I don't know if I've actually told you, he has a pretty good singing voice. He grew up in a tavern. So like he and his sister and their parents would like sing all the time. And his voice is not too bad. Come on, go into the fabric. There we go. That'll do. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think once he's older, you'd have to get a drink or two into him before he would sing. But Vice and Otto could probably coax him into it. Oh no, they will not have a good. They will be happy if it's only a bad day in the. Oh no. Well, that's something to look forward to. It'll be fine. You're not a rocks fall everyone dies sort of DM. It'll be fine. Yeah, Vice is the third himbo. It's Farron, who's my human fighter, that ended up taking a couple levels in Barbarian because Otto taught him. And then Otto, the Merlin's Goliath Barbarian. And then our friend Christy has a Tiefling Bard that is very much a himbo. Yeah, eventually Farron and Otto settle down and open a tavern, and Vice kind of comes and goes. Bard? Yeah, exactly. Himbo is one of the default strats for Bard. I mean, essentially, Cherry is just a girl himbo. I call her my dumb horse girl, because she really is. But she means well. She's a sweet, good girl. She just has the brain cells of a rock. Come on, thread. My god. There we go. Really got caught on something there. A herbo? Something like that. Like I said, I've just been calling her my dumb horse girl. Managed to play a bard who at least vaguely held it together, except she fell for the main villain. Oh no. That's a story choice. I like that. Did she know it was the main villain? Or did she just fall for somebody that, oops, turned out to be the main villain? Because I feel like that's an important distinction. Did the recent Kara's call would never have happened? Ah, I see. Oh yeah, the couple being busy. Okay. I see, I see. I think, as a heads up, I am gonna call the stream at noon. The lack of sleep is catching up to me. We'll go for another little bit here. The one shot might turn into a mini campaign. Your murder mystery. I'm down for that, depending on if we can figure out scheduling. Aw, I hope you can find time, Kitsune. But yeah, that is kind of a premium at the holidays. Yeah, the true villain of tabletop role-playing games, free time. Yeah. No. Free time that is coordinated with multiple people having the same free time. Yeah, and if I'm remembering correctly, he DMs 2/3 of those, which is even more work than just being a player. There we go. Food time! Yay, food time! Enjoy the food, Kitsune. Many happy noms. Oh, the other one is just the same campaign again, but minus all the homebrew. We love you, Randus. Thank you for accommodating all of our special snowflake requests. Have I thanked you lately for my custom subclass? I love you. Thank you. Of the time-sucking homebrew is people that are not me. Excellent. Let's see if I can pull this paper. Now I've got you thinking, what happens if we all retreat and take a long rest? I mean, so that would be the logically prudent thing to do. I don't know if Bram would be willing to do that if there's still the possibility that there are hostages around. So we'll see. And he's also very aware of, like, okay, somebody's gonna come across these dead bodies. And we are the most likely suspects, being the new people in town that are walking around heavily armed and armored. So he would be afraid of provoking, like, an attack at the inn or something while they're trying to take a long rest. That would be Bram's thought process anyway. We'll see if anyone else in the party. Chuck the armor off? No! I mean, Bram, at the very least, is a big shiny centaur that has been seen trotting around town. With a big shiny shield on his back. So I feel like even if he ditched the armor, they'd be like, yeah, you're that centaur. Spent way too much time balancing that armor. Yeah, Bram even has magic armor. He is not... Magic armor from that was a gift from the first set of people that he saved. So yeah, he's not ditching that armor. Can you both run a game and have a player character? That's just called an NPC. But I know some... especially if it's like a small party, like if you're only like what Vex did with Redwyn, that would have been like a GNPC, where she was running Redwyn as sort of a PC style along with us because we were such a small party. So yeah, you can totally do it. Yeah, because it's very easy to make them too overpowered or too perfect or whatever. Eh. It's also difficult because then you'd have to very finely walk the line of DM knowledge versus what's in character knowledge, and trying not to let it influence how the character reacts, just to try to like steer things a certain direction. Thankfully, Otto is pretty dumb and usually not in charge. Wait, who's in charge? I always assumed Otto was in charge. Oh no, these are 3 himbos. Nobody's driving the ship. Ugh. Yeah, exactly. Farron assumed it was Otto. Otto assumed it was Farron. Vice is along for the fun of it. I do love discussing D&D, but I also desperately want a nap. So I think I will call it there for today. There may or may not be a stream Tuesday. It depends on how tired I am after work. There should definitely be Pokemon Wednesday. And like I was saying, no Sunday for the next couple weeks because Christmas Day and then New Year's Day. But there should be Tuesdays and Wednesdays in between. And there might be like other random daytime streams during the week I'm off. I haven't really decided yet. Shrug emoji. But yeah, so thank you all for stopping by and hanging out with me on my Sunday stream. I don't think there's anyone up to raid this early. Good lord, what am I even doing with my windows? There we go. Nope, it's all good. I will just let you guys go. Have a safe Sunday, and I will see you all in the futures.